This is an album that you can really get into and share with your friends. Hey fam, what's up, what's up, what's up? This is Robert Antine here, robertantine.com, and I have not done an album review in a while, but I had to speak on this album and get y'all in gear. Come on, let's get in formation, everybody. I remember Billy Porter from winning Star Search, and I have met him several times in New York. He's a Broadway star and Tony winner and one of the most skillful vocalists out right now. And this is his fourth studio album. It is called The Soul of Richard Rodgers. And let me tell you, it is so good. I'm going to give you a summation at the end. I'm not going to backtrack, but there are a few things that I wanted to talk about. I'm going to start out with track 1, Oh What a Beautiful Morning. Now this is the Richard Rodgers songbook. Many of these songs are from musicals. Oh What a Beautiful Morning starts out slow and old school a cappella and launches into a very Pentatonix-esque mid-tempo, and sure enough, Pentatonix is featured on the track. Very contemporary, and it's probably the first time I've ever did like the nay to a Richard Rodgers song, you know what I'm saying? It was very danceable. Billy's vocal remind me of Todrick Hall. And I also looked, and Todrick Hall is on the track, so that was probably Todrick singing with. Oh my God, they were going back and forth, and I didn't know, so I hadn't read the credits before I listened to the album. This is just a ridiculously talented arrangement, and I very much enjoyed it. A great way to open up the album. Track number 3, If I Loved You. I used to sing this in conservatory, and it was nothing like they are doing it here. A duet, a soulful duet with Renée, Elise, Goldsberry. The melody is there, but sung over jazzy keyboards, hand claps, heavy backbeat. It's a love duet right for easy listening, radio play. Just very good, very R&B, easy listening, just beautiful. You would know, like if you'd never heard the song before, you wouldn't know that it was a musical theater song. Track number 7, I'm Gonna Wash That Man Right Out of My Hair. And I mentioned Todrick earlier and find that he's featured on this track also. Todrick reprised the role of Lola in Kinky Boots, for which Billy won a Tony Award. So this collab had a lot of promise for me. I like the arrangement as it started out, and it's so different from any version I've ever heard. But I didn't feel like it really gave either of their voices a chance to really shine. Until Todrick started rapping on the bridge, and that was an interesting change up. And then Billy did have a little better chance to present some very addicting vocals, something to really show off his voice. Track number 10, Carefully Tonight. India.Arie starts out the chant on this one, and duets with Billy on the track. I loved all the features on this album so far. There are so many of them. Broadway stars, recording stars, Tony winners, Grammy winners. But I was missing Billy's voice on some of the tracks, some that I did not mention, where he was actually featured on the song, or it said he was featured on the song, but his vocals for me were nowhere to be found. This one, he is actually doing a duet with India.Arie, and it is so wonderful. They deliver this timeless message, and it's wrapped in a sweet candy corn and R&B with a slight gospel flavor. Oh my God. Their harmonies are so sweet, and their voice interplay is so beautiful and just natural. It just comes very fluid for them just to be together. I really enjoyed this track. Track number 11, Lady is a Tramp. I'm loving the heavy funk vibe of the musical interludes and the chorus on this one. Zaire Park adds a rap break to the party, and the whole track comes off as sleek and sexy with enough variation to keep it fresh, and probably new things to discover after every listen. You can listen over and over and over again. I listened twice, and it still sounded so good and so fresh and so new. Track number 12, the final track on the album, Edelweiss, is closing us out with a gospel jazz ballad and some spoken word from Billy. The string work once we got into the song was really engaging, and Billy's voice had plenty of room to show off its sheer beauty. It just ended much too soon. I was wanting so much more. And in summation, you have never, ever heard Richard Rodgers quite like this. Oh my God. The arrangements were lush and contemporary, but still very appropriate to the lyrics and honest to the melodies. It just shows how great the actual writing is of the original songs, that they just transcend all genres. If you didn't know already, I'm a huge fan of Billy's vocals and have been since he won Star Search. And before, while he was on Star Search, I was really into it. I was just a kid, but I was watching this man, him and Sam Harris parents were like my idols back when I was a kid. And this just made me want to hear more of his voice, more of his arrangements, more of the duets with other people. But I'd give it a 9 out of 10 because there were a few songs, like 3 or 4 songs, where it had like Billy was on the song, but you didn't hear his vocals on the song. Maybe he was just doing background or something. But he also curated this album and came up with all of this concept. So I guess he's just giving credit on every single track. They were still great vocals, like My Funny Valentine with Cynthia Erivo, and one with Deborah Cox, another with Ledisi. Still very, very good songs, but I was listening for Billy Porter. This is the Billy Porter project. I wanted to hear him on every single track. Order the album as soon as possible. It just came out on the 14th of April this month, just a few days ago. It's also on Spotify. I listened to on Tidal, probably on all of your favorite streaming services. It's on sale for Amazon and iTunes. Pick it up. I mean, if it's really worth it if you love blues, Broadway, standards, jazz, R&B, or just great vocals. This is an album that you can really get into and share with your friends. Okay, this is Robert Antine, robertantine.com. I hope you enjoyed this music review. If you want more, please let me know down in the comment section. I am out. Peace.